Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Rianne, and today I'm going to be talking about teaching and living in Korea, but in depth, because I made a video a while back just talking about like what am I doing in Korea, and I did promise that I would talk more in depth about it and more in depth about GOE, because when I'm on like the YouTube, when I'm googling like on the internet, I don't really see much information. So this is the video for you. So this is any information that you want to take from it, or if you have any like additional questions, like leave it in the comment section. But let's just get into the video. Okay, but before we do, please make sure to hit the subscribe button so you follow me on my journey whilst I'm here. It means so much to me. But if not, you can follow me on my social media links, which are all linked down in the description box. Okay, let's get into the video. So why I wanted to make this video as well, just before I start, is I got a lot of messages on my social media, especially like through Instagram, people messaging me and reaching out to me, asking me like, how is it like teaching and how is it going through this particular company, you know, just hearing thoughts, because obviously I'll talk about it a bit more, but going through this company, you get a bit like iffy thoughts and like you're like, should I go through it, things like that. So I'm going to start off with a bit of background about me so you can find out a little bit more about me. So I'm from the UK. I'm from a little town called Sheffield. It's not even little, sorry, it's like one of the biggest cities in England. But I just wanted I wanted to come to Korea to explore the culture and also learn more of the language. I was introduced to it back in 2015 when I studied abroad in Australia. I have done a video about studying in Australia as well. And I met a Korean girl there, and she's like one of my closest friends, and she lives in Busan. I have done a Busan vlog as well. And we, you know, and ever since then I've always wanted to come to Korea, so it's always been a dream of mine. So yeah, that is like probably like the pushing point. But I want to talk about my background. So my background also, I did my degree, my Bachelor of Arts degree in media. If you want to convert that, that's basically like communications, but we call it media studies. It's on my certificate. So I went through a company called TravelBud. TravelBud is the one who help you kind of get you hooked up with the people who will basically get you your placement or teaching course. So I didn't have my teaching certificate, so I needed that, and TravelBud offered the program to do your TESOL course and get your certificate in the country, in South Korea. And I was like, what? Like, you can do that? And then after, you would get placed, you know, you would basically go off and get placed, or go to your placement basically, or your where you're going to be teaching at, where your school is at, or Hagwon. Who I got my teaching certificate from was a company called Explore Asia, and then who I got my, basically who helped me get placed was another company called Hands Korea. So let me talk about the in-country TESOL course / placement first briefly. So basically it is a 4-week program. The first week is the cultural orientation, so you get to go to all these places. So if you watch my month in South Korea, you would have seen a bunch of places, and that's what we did. But like kind of afterwards, we went to like, that was my own exploring with my friends, because we was there for a whole month in Incheon. So where we did our course was in Incheon as well. We stayed in a hotel for literally a month, and I was I was roomies with another UK girl called Anna. I'm just gonna throw her name out there, she won't mind. But we was like, you know, it was kind of nice to see you know, have like someone from the UK, and we could like kind of gel and talk about the differences. So then the last 3 weeks, the 3 weeks of that is where you are doing the course, the teaching course. So that was 120 hours of teaching, you know, learning the practical way, their teaching methods. So you'd learn like question, answer, things like that. And then after, you would actually get the hands-on experience. So we went to an English camp, and we were paired up with teachers. Well, we were paired up with someone else who we didn't, I don't know, who thought we would gel with, I don't know, teaching wise. not gel, like the balance of working. We went and taught an English camp. It was all right. I think there was some that was, I think, you know, when like kids take advantage of, like, obviously they're only here for like a day. I think that's what that was. But other than that, it gave me the experience, but to me it didn't give me the right experience, because I'm in public school. So I, like, when we was doing the kid, like teaching the kids, they were like literally maybe I'd say 5 to 10 kids we was teaching, and I'm like, this is not even the amount I'm going to be teaching. I'm teaching, like, when I go teaching in March, I'm teaching about 30 kids. So this is like not even like half the kids. So I don't know, I just kind of felt like that wasn't not like the right experience for me. But it did give me a way how to teach certain types of kids, because I do see those type of kids who I teach now. So I don't know, you just gotta apply whatever you've learned somewhere to somewhere else. Now let's going on to the program, the GOE, like how I found out a bit about the GOE program. So when I was talking to Explore Asia, they asked me like what route do I want to go in? Do I want to go the public school route, or do I want to go through the private school route? And I expressed to them that I just want normal working hours, like 9 to 5, and if you can get that would be so great. Either way, public or private. Then after I expressed that, and they gave me a bit more information about it, and I was talking to a lady as well who actually did public school in Daegu, and it was really nice to hear this experience. It feels like reassuring, if you know what I mean, like talking to someone. After that, I got put through to talking to Hans Korea. So I was speaking to another woman there, and bear in mind I'm writing all these notes down because it's kind of hard to keep track when you're getting passed on to different people, and then like having to go back and be like, well, this person said that. They talked to me because I was like asking them, oh, is there anyone else that is going through this, because it would be really good if I could get connected with that other person, and maybe, you know, we could like work together and be like, you know, we're gonna be doing this together kind of thing. But then I found out it was just me going through the public school route. I was late to EPIC, so I could only apply to GOE. The GOE program is basically the Gyeongsang Namdo of Education program. So Gyeongsang Namdo is basically down south. It's like near Busan, like that area kind of thing, but it's just like the surrounding area of that. So that is a mixture of rural and city areas. So you could be placed in those type of areas, and you know, for that requirement you obviously have to be a native English speaker, and they do an intake each month. They offer a 1-year contract, and the starting salary is at 2.2 million won. Yes, 2.2 million won, and it could go up to 2.8, yeah, I believe 2.8. So they kind of prepped me for that. They told me to create a lesson plan and also fill in this application form, which I'll like put here. Basically, she gave me all this information just to prepare myself for the interview that I would have with the coordinator. She spoke to the coordinator before, and she said that he was really nice and he's Korean American. You just have interviews with people that don't really speak English, or it's really limited, so it's like they have to be really careful and speak really slow. And she was like, yeah, he's Korean American, like he speaks really good English, so don't worry, just be yourself, blah blah blah. On the interview, what I can remember, he was asking me all these questions, like, you know, all those types of questions, like how I feel about being placed in a rural area or city area. If I'm placed somewhere that's like an hour away and I have to travel, you know, I'd be like, well, it'd be a bit of a like a little bit of a trek, but it's okay. Like back at home, I traveled like an hour on the bus to get to my work. So once my interview is done, I told them, and then I was like, oh my god, I think I did really well. I was talking to her afterwards, like he was really nice, and he just asked me all these questions, and yeah, that was basically it. And then I found out, I think 2 or 3 days later, I believe it was 2, and she messaged me saying that I got through and they're gonna do all the documents straight away. So I was getting my documents whilst I was doing my teaching course, so the documents that I needed. So I needed to fill out all this information, and I had to get all my apostille stuff too. I really don't want to get into that because that is such a headache, but I will do a video if you want me to talk a bit more about the documents that I needed. Yeah, so we get through to GOE. So now I have got my teaching course. I have to get my visa now. So if you saw my trip to Fukuoka, that is where I got my visa. I had to do my visa run there. I have put up a blog. I have got a blog as well where I've basically done it in written form, but again, I will probably do a video about like getting the documents into getting your visa. But if you just want to like just read the information, I will link it down below. But please check that out, it means so much. In my visa run, that was interesting, but I got my documents. I was cool with that. I was in Fukuoka for a good 6 days, and then I found out that my orientation for GOE wasn't until the 4th of March. Before it was the 2nd, so that was on a Friday. But then my person who was looking after me in Korea, Hans Korea, they told me like literally, I think like the week I was leaving, or maybe a week or 2 before I was leaving to go do the visa run, they was like, oh well, now it's not on the 2nd, it's on the 4th. So I'm like, oh my god, I have to fork out some more money for a hotel. Doing the TESOL course in Korea, it is more money, but but at the end of it, is worth it. It's worth the experience. So just bear in that mind, that just be prepared for anything, any changes, because I feel like Koreans kind of get information that like last minute. So things are kind of like last minute, and you're like, you know, if you can't think on your feet, just stay calm, be relaxed, it's cool, things will work out in the end. That's what I always say. And you know, I always feel that way anyways. After I did my visa run, I stayed in Incheon for a bit, then I came down to Changwon. Oh my god, that was just like a trek, because not even a trek, it was a struggle, because I had my backpack, my 2 cases, 2 heavy cases, 2 probably maybe 35 kilogram suitcases, trekking all the way from Incheon all the way down to Changwon. So I was sweating by the time I got to Changwon. I stayed in this hotel. I stayed near the City 7 in Changwon, and I was just there for a whole week just relaxing, because the month prior basically it was really intense and just like a lot of things, and I really needed a break. So that's what I did. I literally just stayed in the hotel, or I went out and kind of explored the area. Orientation day, it is the day where you find out where you're being placed, and you know, all that good stuff. Find out all the information that you need before moving on to your school or schools. I got there with my 2 cases, and the coordinator came and he helped me with my suitcases, which was really nice, but it had this ramp, so I was like, yo, are you gonna be okay, because it's really heavy? And it's like, it's fine, I can handle these. And then he was struggling, and I'm there at the back pushing these cases, and he's at the front like that, like trying to pull it like that. So we're there going up this hill, like it was just too funny. After he helped me with my luggage, we went in. He led me and this other Canadian girl who had more luggage than me. She had about 4 bags, so me and the coordinator was helping her as well, bringing all this stuff up this ramp. We went in, and the first thing we get in, he's like, oh, just sign in. And I liked it because my name was at the top. I was like, oh nice, sweet. There should be an A4 wallet on the table with your name on it, and I saw mine, and it was basically literally something like that. Had my name on it like that. It says welcome to Korea, so nice. And then it had like your location, because everyone was like, oh my god, I found out where I am. And then I'm like, I look, and then I find out I'm in Changwon. And when I found out I'm in Changwon, I found out I'm at 2 schools as well. So in this program, there is a chance, a higher chance that you are placed in either 2 or 3 schools. There was some people on the course that was placed at 1 school. Some people felt lucky. But my schools, I'm not that fussed because they're both really nice, and you know, I've not come to any problems so far, so I can't say, you know, like, oh, I hate it already. And then also what came with it as well is that the GOE program, they started to create booklets now. It's life as a guest English teacher in the Gangsangnam-do, Korea. And it has basically everything, and it shows like the orientation day. Basically the orientation day was from 9 till 1. So it was a very short day. So everything was like an hour slot each. First hour, obviously it was the first half an hour, sorry, was like the arrival, so making sure everyone's in and registering. Then we all get our contracts, things like that. So then it's just like a lot of signing. Basically we've got like some information about the admin side, the administrative related guidelines to the program. So we found out more about the health check, our ARC, the bank account, like the settlement allowance, the entrance allowance, and like the income tax. I did not know about the income tax exception, and then like insurance, and then just, you know, just the regular like personal things. So I'll kind of start off with the first thing. So the first thing that we found out was like the health check. The health check is basically what you need to get your visa. It's a requirement, that's it, for your visa to have a health check. So it lets them know that you are physically fit and healthy, mentally and physically, basically. It's basically you're tested for drugs, so you're tested for like opium, cocaine, marijuana, things like that, and just like your whole well-being. And for that happened on the following day. Usually, sometimes like if your co-teacher wants to do it straight away, they'll do it all in one day, but I didn't because we had lunch, and the co-teacher and the other teacher thought that I think it was like a fast blood test or something. I did not know this, but you have to pay for it. Mine ended up being like in English pounds, about £50, so not that bad. £50 for everything. So I had my weight, my height checked. They asked if I was on my period. Then I had my bloods. Oh my god, that was the first time. No, that was the second time I've had my bloods taken, and it was horrible. Like, I bruised after that. I don't know about anyone else, but I bruised after that. She took about 3 vials of my blood. Like, I'm thinking, what are you checking? I had like an x-ray, a chest x-ray. I thought I needed to strip down everything, but he was like, oh, it's just your top. And I was like whatever. Oh, and then sight and hearing, that was it. I did my ARC on that same day. So we went to the immigration office in Changwon, and basically we filled out this form, and I had to pay 30,000 won, which I did not know I needed to do. I didn't know you had to pay for it. I was not prepared. I was not prepped for this at all. So it's a good job I had extra money on me. And that took about, I'd say maybe 3 weeks from March, because it was like I'd say the first week of March. So I got it like within the 3rd week, like I'd say 2 weeks. It was really quick. I didn't think it was that long. I know other people who are in private got it way longer, and they don't even have theirs yet until like May or something. So that was quite easy, just as long as you have someone with you. Honestly, a Korean person, that would save your time and day, honestly. Next thing is the bank account. So I actually went to the bank account with my co-teacher. She basically set up my account and everything, but we did it without my ARC, so we just had like the paper form, but they wouldn't give me a card for that, like an actual credit card or check card or whatever you want to call it, debit card. So I had a bank account, but I just had no way of getting it out except with my bank book. But I didn't have any money in it anyway, because they didn't give me like my settlement and entrance allowance until like the last week. No, in fact, they gave it me when I got paid. So I had to wait a whole month till like the 25th until I got everything, like my settlement, like my flight, my, you know, all that jazz. Basically, when I'm mentioning the settlement allowance is like, it's just for you to settle in, basically, so you can get things for your apartment, which is really nice. And then the entrance allowance is basically your flights, so you get your flight money back, and then you basically go. So that's how it was. The first one was with the coordinator, so he was really good explaining a bit more about it, and it was really nice. When I was there, because obviously I've been, at the time I was in Korea for at least like two months going, and they would provide all this information, and it was really good information. But obviously I've been here, well, I was there for longer than all these other people, so it wasn't needed for me. But when I was talking to the other people, I found out that they only just arrived like 2 days ago, or like the day before, and they're literally like knackered. That spoke to us that day, we had someone who they were both teachers, so they gave their experience. One had been here for 5 years, and he actually lives in like my apartment block, which is really crazy. So I don't really see him that often, but he's always said to me, like, if I need, like, he's always like told me like if I needed any help, then he's there, and that's, you know, that's really kind. Another girl, I forgot where she was based, but she was really nice. She gave really good information about life in Korea. She even gave us this like worksheet, this like sheet of like all the things, like the language. She gave us like three phrases, which was 안녕하세요, 죄송합니다, or 감사합니다, which is hello, sorry, and thank you, which are really good. And then also, obviously, the one thing that you need to know if you're a teacher is the word 선생님, 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 teacher, 선생님, 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 things like that. I really shouldn't say that, but that's all you hear, honestly. And she really gave thorough information about that, and, you know, if they ask us to come back, that'd be, you know, really good. Then after that, I got whisked away, and I talked a bit about that, like the process. So I had my I went to apply for my ARC, and then I just had dinner with my co-teacher and another co-worker who was really nice. And they was trying to find, you know, obviously find out more a bit about me because I'm new in the country. And then they took me to my apartment, and they like checked everywhere. It's for me, it is the perfect size. It is an old building, so, you know, where I'm from, I had my own apartment and everything is modern, and then here it's a little different, like it's quite old, like wallpaper, things like that. But I'm not that fussed, as long as my bed is comfy. Like, I made sure like my bed was everything. But then the thing that I hated was the windows, because there was no blinds, and everyone knows here, I don't know why they don't have any blinds, but they just have this big window. It's like so massive, like it's massive, like yeah. So fast forward onto that, I went to my school. The first day of school actually was after my hospital appointment. So I went to my school, and then we went to the hospital, did all that, and then we came back just for lunch, and I met all the other teachers, even the principal, and I was like so nervous, but they were like so excited to see me. And it's really nice, like, because I was thinking, oh, they don't really want to see me, but they're just so excited to meet me. Because when I was trying to find out, like, how do they know if did they see me before, and apparently they didn't, so that's quite interesting to know. So I didn't actually teach until the Friday. I don't think I taught till the Friday. So from there, it was just lesson planning for everything, because they were saying, you know, just create a bit about yourself, a little PowerPoint about yourself so they know who you are. So at my main school, I teach 4th and 5th grade. My main school is from Tuesday to Friday. And then at my travel school, which is the school that I have to go to, that is not my main school, so that's why they call it a travel school, because you have to I feel like you have to travel a little out of the way, but it's not, it's just like 10 minutes further from my school. But at that school, at my travel school, I'm only there only on Mondays, and I teach 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th grade, and I teach 6th grade 2 classes a day, and also I teach a kindergarten after school class, which is basically just like songs and just dancing around, and sometimes they don't even want to get up, but I'm like, come on, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So it's just getting them all hyped up even though they want to go home. But some of them are like, but then they're like, oh my god, they're so cute. And that is how I am here today. That is how I'm here, from being in the UK to where I am now on the other side of the world, teaching English to elementary school kids. So I hope that kind of answered it more in depth. But if it didn't, don't worry, because I did an interview with TravelBud, and they they put it on their blog, and they get a lot of people inquiring about their programs. So I got a lot of people coming to me asking a lot of questions which were quite similar. So I thought I'd do like a Q&A right now. So I'm just gonna have a look at the questions that I got asked, so just give me a second. This is my microphone, by the way. The one that I got asked a lot was, how is the teaching aspect, and do I enjoy it, and is there support? I teach at a public school, so the support that I have is my co-teacher and obviously the other teachers, but mainly it's my co-teacher. So she has been so helpful. She has literally been the one that I've had to go to if I've had any problems. She's always asking if I'm okay, is my apartment okay, is there anything that needs sorted out. She's always like, I feel like she's always on it, and that's so good. Like, you need someone that's like that, because sometimes when I talk to my other friends who are in private, they are like, I don't have that, I don't have a co-teacher, I literally have to do things by myself, or I have to have someone who is who was previously here, or who is still here like 2 years or whatever. I have to ask them to come with me to help me, and I just feel like that's so daunting, because if I didn't have my co-teacher, I'd be really struggling on like what to do, like how to get my bank sorted, how to get an ARC, things like that. So I just feel really like lucky with that. So another question that I got was, do you travel often? And I would say no, not as often as I would. I feel like the places that I've been is Seoul and Busan and then Daegu, but I'm trying to travel. But at this moment in time, I literally just bought my my flight ticket to go see my family, so that has cut a big bunch of my money. So traveling is at a hold, at a standstill, is whatever you want to call it, at the moment. So probably when I come back from seeing my family, I'll start to travel more. But there's like holidays coming up, because it's so hard, because back in England we had like half terms, Easter holidays, bank holidays, where you'd get like, where things would be closed, schools would be closed. Here they work through everything, like they don't really have a break. And I'm just like, it's a good job that I have weekends and I work at a decent hour, so I can kind of relax at home kind of thing in the evening, because I don't know. Someone asked me as well, what would you say you struggled with or like found a cultural shock? And honestly, I just say this all the time, and it's the transport. Like, the drivers here are so crazy. I'm starting to say that, but they are like, they zoom, and people driving as well are crazy too. Like, there's the traffic, people are swooping and swaving in between each other. It's like some GTA stuff. Oh my god, like, and I'm just holding on to dear life like this. Like, I just want to get to my school. Like, I don't want to be there. Don't let me die on my way to school. Another question I got was, what are my working hours? So my hours, I teach 8:40 till 4:40, and basically when I'm teaching, I'd say the time I normally teach is 9 till 2. 9 till 2, yes, that is my main school. But at my other school, I teach basically, I'd call it 10 till 3. 10 till 3:20. 20 because of the after school class. Another question is, how did I feel about doing the in-country TESOL course? You know, what I've heard is great, but you don't find out where you're located till later. So this is, if you've been talking with TravelBud, it depends on your situation. So you know, they say that they'll guarantee you a placement for you even out there, but there was some people that didn't even have their placement until like before even their visa run. So you know, it can differ. I know some people that already had their stuff sorted. They were just like, they just needed to do the course, and then they go straight into teaching. Others, you know, they found where they were working, but they needed to get their visa, things like that. For me, they already knew, but for me, I didn't. So it was kind of like, oh my god, like, where am I gonna replace? Like, you know, the only thing I knew was that I just needed to be in Changwon, because that's where the orientation was. So you know, that's why I was just like, I'm waiting a whole month just to go down to Changwon, and then to find out maybe I'm going to be moving somewhere else. But that'll be with the help with the co-teacher, so that's kind of nice. Because you did the TESOL course in Chan, how was the transitioning from there to here? So after the TESOL course, I did my visa run, and basically once you've graduated, it's like that's it. Like, you are on your own. I'd say you can ask for like resources from people, and that's all you'll get, really. So I didn't get like a helping hand like with all my luggage to the train station. I did get a helping hand to the subway from the hotel manager. He was really nice, but he was from Canada, so I think he was just trying to like find out a bit more about me. So yeah, I mean, he was cute or whatever. Oh my god, I sound like Bretman. He was really helpful, like carrying all the, because he was like, are you sure you don't want a taxi? And I'm like, I don't want to pay nearly 60,000 won just to get to Seoul Station. And to be honest, it would have been so much easier, but I was okay. I was okay with my luggage. I went really early. I was there. I wasn't stressing too much, but it was just like getting all my stuff onto the train. Oh my god, that was a struggle. I had Korean people helping me. They're like, look at this poor black girl struggle with all the luggage. Like, where is everyone? Do you know what I mean? After settling down, I'm okay. Like, I feel good. How long will I stay in Korea? So how long will I be teaching for? And that is a very good question, because it's a question that I keep umming and ahhing about. Like, where I am now, my location, I love it. So I'm just like, okay, like, yeah, I could stay another year. I want to see my family again. Usually that kind of puts me at ease, and so supportive. Like, my family is so supportive, and I think that's what helps as well. But at the same time, they miss me so much, so I'm just like, maybe I should go home. But then I'm like, I like it here. I love it. You know, it's like those thoughts in my head. So okay, so that is the video. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to follow my journey whilst I'm here in Korea. If you have any more questions, then just leave it in the comment section, or just reach out to me, you know, through my social media. I will answer. Like, just give me time, because it may be a time difference. Please don't be expecting me to answer you at the middle of the night, because that ain't gonna happen. Just want to come out with this and say that everyone's experience is different. Like, it's okay for watching all these videos and thinking, oh my god, like, this will happen to me. Like, oh, I'll have the same experience as her. Or, you know, if you're watching a man, same experience as him. It'll be different. And I just say, just experience it for yourself, because at the end of the day, it's always great to have an experience of your own and not to experience it through other people. So I'm gonna leave with that. Until next time, I will see you in my next video. Bye.